What is going on? I'm Pokerbrandon. Well, I'm racking up chips after a 2-3 hand played at the Gardens Casino in Hawaiian Gardens, California. The buy-in is 100 to 200. I had ace of spades, king of hearts on the big blind, and one thing that I'm going to suggest to you, if you're playing low stakes poker, no limit hold'em, and your casino allows you to chop the blinds, well, my suggestion is if you think that you are better than the person to your left and right, or if you just want to play, if you just want to play some poker, don't chop. And I don't think it's negative EV, because if you're forcing your opponents to play their hands while you are heads up with them and you think you are the better player, in the end, I think you are going to end up on top. You are going to end up profiting more money rather than chopping. So, I already let the table know that I don't chop here, and in this hand, it folded all the way around to the small blind, who, since he couldn't chop, ends up raising to $15. First of all, that's way too big. That's way too big for a game playing 2-3 no limit hold'em. If I have trash here and he does actually have a good hand, I'm just folding and he's winning nothing. If he does have a good hand, he should be raising smaller so that I can call and he can play me post flop and win more money. But I actually take this sign of his big bet as him actually having a good hand. Now, a good hand heads up could be like ace queen, in which I have that dominated, and even if he has pocket queens or less, I still have two overs. So what I do is I raise to 30, and after about 5 seconds of thinking, he does make the call, and the flop comes out king of diamonds, 6 of hearts, 2 of hearts. Beautiful flop. Now, according to GTO Wizard here, in spots where you are in position as the pre-flop 3-better or pre-flop aggressor, you want to be betting pretty small, heads up. You want to be sizing to about 25%, 20% on a board where you hit the king, right? So there's a king 6-2. This is a semi-dry board. There is a flush draw there, but this is pretty dry for a 3-bet pot. So in this 3-bet pot, my opponent's going to have more like pocket pairs here. He's going to have queens, jacks, 10s, 9s. All of these hands will just fold to a half pot size bet or even bigger bet. Like, you don't want to be betting too big here if you think your opponent is going to play his hand correctly on the flop. So I size to $15. It's about 25 to 20% of the pot, and my opponent calls. Turn is a beautiful black 5. My opponent checks. If you're ever scared of a straight here in this spot, that is just incorrect thinking. Do not ever put your opponent on a straight here because he raised pre-flop and he called the 3-bet. This is really never going to be 3-4. All right, unless it's 3-4 of hearts, but even that, that's just super lucky. So what I'm doing here is I'm targeting my opponent and I'm putting him on queens or less, pocket queens, jacks, 10s, 9s. And I want to size my bet also here very small. I want to go about 25%, 20%, because I want him to put in more money while I know I have his hand crushed. So I bet 25, and he does quickly make the call. River is a black 9, and my opponent checks once again. Now, it is a huge mistake if you just check back, okay? You have ace king here in this spot, and now it's pretty much time to get all the money. Now, the one thing, though, I do here, and call me dumb for it, but I do fake tanking. So I fake tank right here, and I tank for about 1 minute. And the reason being is I just want my opponent to think I'm up to something. I don't want to put out an all-in bet, and I don't want him to think I'm strong, because this is a triple barrel here. So I do this tank for a minute just to seem suspicious. I want my opponent to think that I'm really plotting and planning something, and maybe I'm scared to do it. So tank for a minute, and then I put out a bet of 45. I don't even put his full stack out. I leave the $1 chips out, and I put in 45 exactly. It's basically all in. My opponent accidentally goes all in, though. He puts his entire stack in the middle, and to which I have to call now. It's $3 more. Technically, that's the rules of poker. So I end up making this call, and now my opponent has to show first because he went all in on me. That was just something that happened that I am throwing in this story. But yeah, so I ended up making the call, and my opponent has pocket jacks. So this was just perfectly sized betting here. This was a perfectly played 3-bet pot in position in the big blind. And I think that you guys could take some good info from this, you know. When you flop your hand, you don't need to bet huge, you know. Flop, you hit your ace, you hit your king on the flop. Put them on queens, put them on jacks, put them on tens, and try to decide, you know, how much of a size bet he would call, because you want the calls. You want him to call down when he has weaker pairs and you're holding the better pair. But yeah, so I'm Pokerbrandon, and that is going to do it for this hand. And let me explain to you metaphorically how you should be when you feel like everyone at the table is a fish and you are the shark.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?